Paul Mwazha, born Ernest Paul Mwazha on 25 October 1918 at Holy Cross Mission in Chirumanzu, Zimbabwe, began life with a dramatic event. Shortly after birth, he contracted severe influenza and was presumed dead. His mother rushed him to Father Schmidt, a German Catholic missionary, for baptism and last rites. Immediately after baptism, Mwazha reportedly revived, an event his followers interpret as divine confirmation of his calling. Witnesses exclaimed in Shona, "Mwana amutsirwe basa," the child has been raised for a mission. This miracle became the cornerstone of his spiritual identity. Raised in a Catholic environment, Mwazha attended catechism classes at age 11 and later joined the Methodist Church. His early education at Howard Teaching Institute shaped his disciplined outlook. These formative years laid the foundation for a life devoted to faith, service, and leadership, ultimately inspiring millions across Africa. Mwazha's youth was marked by visions that reinforced his sense of divine mission. At age 12, he dreamt of a man in white garments revealing mysteries about God. In 1934, he saw Jesus Christ flanked by angels, and in 1940, while teaching at Howard Institute, he witnessed the phrase "recreation of Africa" inscribed in the sky. These experiences convinced him that his destiny was to lead a spiritual revival rooted in African identity. His calling intensified during a Methodist revival in 1953, where interdenominational prayer sessions stirred his conviction to establish a church that embraced African culture while upholding Christian values. Mwazha believed his mission was not only spiritual but also social, restoring dignity to Africans through faith. These visions and revelations became guiding principles for his ministry, influencing the doctrines and practices of the church he would later found. The African Apostolic Church, weAfrica, was officially founded in 1959 after Mwazha received what he described as a direct command from God. The church emerged from a spiritual revival in the Methodist Church and Mwazha's desire to create an indigenous Christian movement. Its teachings emphasized holiness, family unity, and strict obedience to God. Members adopted distinctive practices, including wearing spotless white garments symbolizing purity and refraining from certain foods and entertainment. Mwazha's leadership style was authoritative yet fatherly, earning him the title Mutumwa, God's messenger. The church grew rapidly, attracting followers across Zimbabwe and beyond. By blending Christian doctrine with African cultural values, Mwazha positioned his church as a beacon of spiritual independence during a time when colonial structures dominated religious life. This foundation marked the beginning of one of Zimbabwe's largest indigenous churches. From its humble beginnings, the African Apostolic Church expanded into a major religious movement. By the 1970s, it had established strongholds in rural and urban Zimbabwe, later spreading to neighboring countries and even overseas, including branches in the UK and USA. Today, the church boasts over 7 million members, making it one of the largest African-initiated churches. Its success lies in its emphasis on discipline, communal worship, and African identity in Christianity. Mwazha's teachings resonated with people seeking spiritual renewal and cultural affirmation. The church also became a social force promoting education, family stability, and moral values. Its annual gatherings at Guvambwa Mountain became iconic, drawing thousands for prayer and fellowship. Through decades of political and social change, the African Apostolic Church remained a pillar of faith, largely due to Mwazha's unwavering leadership and vision. Mwazha's teachings centered on holiness, humility, and obedience to God. He preached against immorality, emphasizing prayer, fasting, and righteous living. Family values were paramount. He advocated for stable marriages and respect within households. Healing and deliverance were integral to his ministry, with many followers attributing miraculous cures to his prayers. Mwazha also championed African identity in worship, encouraging believers to embrace cultural heritage while practicing Christianity. His sermons often invoked themes of peace, forgiveness, and unity, which resonated deeply during Zimbabwe's liberation struggle and post-independence era. By integrating spiritual and cultural dimensions, Mwazha offered a faith experience that felt authentically African, distinguishing his church from Western missionary models. These doctrines not only shaped individual lives, but also influenced broader societal norms, reinforcing his status as a moral compass for generations. Mwazha led with a calm yet authoritative demeanor, earning respect across denominations. His followers viewed him as a father figure, healer, and counselor. For over 6 decades, he maintained a modest lifestyle, never trimming his beard after taking a vow in 1959. His discipline and humility inspired loyalty among congregants. Mwazha's influence extended beyond the pulpit. He was often consulted by community leaders during crises, reinforcing his role as a unifying force. His ability to blend spiritual leadership with social responsibility made him a revered figure nationally. Even political leaders acknowledge his impact. During Zimbabwe's liberation struggle, Mwazha supported freedom fighters through prayer and material aid. His leadership exemplified integrity and resilience, qualities that sustained his church through periods of political turbulence and internal succession disputes. Despite his towering influence, Mwazha faced challenges, particularly regarding succession. In 2020, legal disputes arose when he proposed appointing his son, Bishop Alfred Mwazha, as his successor. Some members opposed hereditary leadership, fearing it contradicted the church's spiritual principles. These tensions highlighted the complexities of maintaining unity in a rapidly growing movement. Mwazha's advanced age also raised concerns about governance and continuity. However, his stature and charisma largely mitigated divisions during his lifetime. Beyond succession, critics occasionally questioned the church's strict rules, such as dietary restrictions and bans on certain entertainment. Yet these controversies did little to diminish Mwazha's legacy, as his followers remained steadfast, viewing him as divinely appointed. His death in 2025 reignited debates about the future direction of the African Apostolic Church. Mwazha's contributions transcended religion, earning him national acclaim. President Emerson Mnangagwa conferred national hero status, a rare honor for a religious leader. This recognition underscored Mwazha's role in promoting unity, peace, and moral values during critical phases of Zimbabwe's history. He was celebrated as a pioneer of indigenous Christianity, who restored dignity to African worshippers by affirming cultural identity within faith. Tributes from political and religious leaders described him as a moral compass and pillar of faith. His teachings on discipline and family stability were credited with fostering social harmony. By honoring Mwazha, Zimbabwe acknowledged the profound intersection of spirituality and nation building, a testament to his enduring influence on both church and state. Archbishop Paul Mwazha passed away peacefully on 20 November 2025 in Harare at the age of 107. His death marked the end of an era in Zimbabwean Christianity. The funeral program spanned several days. Congregants gathered at Guvambwa Tabernacle for memorial services, followed by a public viewing. Heavy rains during the service did not deter thousands who came to pay their respects. Government officials attended, reflecting Mwazha's national stature. Despite being declared a national hero, his family declined burial at the National Heroes Acre, opting for a private ceremony consistent with church tradition. This decision sparked debate but affirmed Mwazha's lifelong commitment to humility and spiritual principles over political symbolism. On 30 November 2025, Mwazha was laid to rest at Chirasauta Mountain in Chikomba District, a site of deep spiritual significance for his followers. Thousands attended the burial, including government officials and church leaders. The ceremony blended solemnity with celebration, honoring a man whose life shaped Zimbabwe's spiritual landscape. Speeches highlighted his role during the liberation struggle, his decades of ministry, and his unwavering dedication to God. The family's insistence on a private burial underscored Mwazha's humility, resisting political appropriation of his legacy. As mourners sang hymns and recited prayers, the atmosphere reflected both grief and gratitude, a farewell to a leader whose influence will echo for generations. Mwazha's legacy is monumental. He pioneered an indigenous Christian movement that empowered Africans to worship without colonial constraints. His teachings on holiness, unity, and cultural pride transformed lives and communities. The African Apostolic Church remains a vibrant institution, its millions of members testament to his vision. Beyond religion, Mwazha contributed to national development, supporting education and social welfare. His recognition as a national hero affirms his role in shaping Zimbabwe's moral fabric. Though he is gone, his principles endure, guiding families, influencing leaders, and inspiring future generations. Mwazha's story is not just about a church. It is about reclaiming identity, fostering unity, and living a life wholly devoted to God. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.